I can give back to the community in terms of what are the best other than these corporate social responsibilities. So what we believe is that through open source contribution, we can bridge the gap by providing active mentorship. That is one of the way that where we bridge the gap between academia and industry. Any questions? So I touched across multiple things. So ultimately, what is the objective of Corporate Alliance program? Can anyone talk about it? We have covered pretty much. I'm going to re-summarize it. That is the end result. There are three tenets or three principles which we are working on this as an alliance program. One is innovation. When I talk about innovation, you may be wondering how we can do innovation just if you work on this corporate project. Okay. I'll give an example. Recently, you know Ola Cabs, probably you might have used it also. They expose their API publicly. Okay. The moment they expose the API publicly, there is another value-added service came in the industry. Can anyone guess it? The day they published it, there is another company which added a value-added services. Make My Trip. What they did is, you expose public APIs. So when in Make My Trip, you typically use it for what? Booking of flights, hotels. So they say that when you are booking a flight, you can book a taxi also. That is a value-added service. So the fact that, see, look at this way. One guy exposes API. There are enough opportunities are there to innovate yourself to create a value-added services. These all apps, your handset, basically the smartphones app, all are what? They are value-added services built on simple REST APIs. CoprHD exposes REST APIs. Okay. So if you are innovative, you can. There is an opportunity again. You can innovate and build a value-added services, new kind of mobile apps. I'll cover in the next slide, which I'm going to talk about the kind of projects which you are going to cover. Some of them are like mobile app development. If you are interested, there are different ways you can do it. That's so one of the objective alliance of this program is, I wanted to basically take three takeaways from this today. What is the intent? What we are going to achieve as part of this initiative? One is innovation. Second thing is change the India's trajectory of open source contribution. Let us make India as a pride. We have so many engineers working, but the contribution percentage is very low. Let's reverse the trend of the map. Okay. Third thing is, we want to basically the software defined storage. That's what SDS, because the CoprHD solves the software defined storage problems. So you need, in a way, you are going to learn domain as part of this initiative. So all these three things, what will happen, will lead to, you talked about, it will bridge the gap between academia and industry, which will make professionals more better when they step into the out of the college. Understood? So moving on, what are the different type of projects we have? Okay. So we have something, the first step, as a first step, what we want is, we do want a virtual team development. As Sandeep pointed out, okay, in the virtual team development, we provide active mentorship. The intent is that you learn the product to the best possible extent. You work on some, let's say, defects. So that way, it's a step by step. It's a baby step. You have to take one by step. So here the active mentorship is there in the virtual team development. Once you are familiarized with your own, like as part of virtual team development, because we are running, lot of projects are running here, lot of engineers are working. So you will be an extended team member who will be working on some of the features or defects or whatever it is. So where you get handholded by industry experts, engineers who are working in the industry from more than 10 years. So they will handhold you. Once the moment you cross that ladder, you become a little bit more self-independent, you could participate in a time-bound project of corporate projects, where you can learn on specific technologies. Have you heard of container, Dockers? Container is a new technology. It works on similar to virtual EVM machine, but is much more lighter. Have you heard of Mesos? Have you heard of Kubernetes? These are the latest technologies. Okay. So you have an opportunity to work on those kind of technologies if you are interested, okay, as part of these corporate projects. Okay. So, that is where you will focus on technology. As part of this also, if it required as part of academic alliance, EMC offers some of those e-learning courses where you can register himself, which are typically charged to outsiders, so that your learning curve can be reduced. We offer those courses free of cost. These are more of a research and development where it works on like a 1-year project. I'll walk through the projects. So, it is like a step by step. You become a first a virtual team member, then go to the short term projects, and then you can go to the long term projects. So, how is the collaboration model? So, as I talked about, it is a community based development. So, in the corporate community, from the corporates, there are 2 guys are there. One is EMC, we are the active member. Other one is Intel. You guys know Intel. I don't have to talk about it. Okay. In the universities, in US, Oregon State University is there, who is already contributing it on some of the projects. In India, these are the 6 participating institutes like MS Ramaya, BMS, REVA, RV College, SRM, and Sandeep Institute of Technology. Okay. So, now it will expand because the fact that you guys attended the summit, so we will expand it. So, this is a collaboration model. So, there are 3 stakeholders are there. One is professors who will also mentor them as part of, because that is one of the reasons we requested professors to be here, so that they can mentor the students what needs to be done. So, the one is the university / professor, the other one is students. How we are going to get a support? Through chat and emails. We do have chat, and the discussion forums are there. You can ask questions, and the intent was to do 1 workshop. So, workshop means that is what we are trying to do. Question?
Restricted to only these colleges?
Yeah, as of now.
Somebody else is interested?
Yeah, they can register themselves as I mean, it is open source. If they want, someone wants to contribute it, still they can do it, because we have reached out to this through EMC Academic Alliance. These colleges are the preferred partners of EMC. So, through that we are reached out. But if someone wants to do it, there is no restriction. They can go and register in the CoprHD wiki. They can become a contributor.
If they want active coaching from our team, ask them to talk to us, get them in touch with Malari, because we will consider it.
So, what is the win-win?
And for the folks who are located closer to us, we also recommend that we keep a regular cadence of meeting each other. So, we will do a 1 workshop, but for folks who can afford to come here to EMC, we'll also facilitate some regular engagement, so that you can get your doubts and questions answered.
So, we talked about it. So, we wanted to create an environment and atmosphere where it is a win-win for everyone. Okay. Because ultimately at the end of the day, it should be everyone should get some benefit out of this whole initiative. Okay. So, basically as I talked about EMC, students and the universities. I have covered pretty much everything. You can just glance through it. I do not want to repeat once more. What we are also trying to do is, who are these top 3 contributors from India, okay, from today till probably April, okay, who are the top 3 contributors in terms of, we will evaluate it, we will come up with the terms and conditions. In the sense, they will get some kind of we will award them with an excellent prizes. That is a commitment the EMC is doing it as part of this initiative. So, there is definitely a kind of a recognition will be there for whoever takes more interest, passion for top 3 contributors. Any questions? I am hoping after a few weeks you all will say, yeah, I did the open source contribution and it is accepted.
You can send a URL to your friends saying you can see my contribution.
Hopefully, I will see. Maybe you can do a selfie like this and send it to me. And I will upload it in the CoprHD wiki website. I promise you for that, which is publicly available. Okay. So, it is a matter of time. I am hoping that whoever can do the few weeks. So, the kind of projects, though I have touched across there. So, there are one is these development projects which are more of virtual team development. There are various features that we are working across. We will cover on that. I also talked about Docker containers is an emerging technology. How best we can provision for container environment, storage provisioning for container environments. I also talked about mobile app development for CoprHD. If you look at Red Hat, okay, they have themselves have their own cloud stack. So, if you look at cloud stack, when the moment you talk about cloud, there are three things comes into picture: compute, storage, network. Okay. So, CoprHD is focusing on storage. So, CoprHD is well integrated with other cloud stacks, like IBM has its own cloud stack, Microsoft has its own cloud stack. Okay. Have you heard of OpenStack? Okay. Okay. OpenStack is also one more cloud platform. So, they have compute, network. So, this is integrated with. So, what the CoprHD is trying to do is that it is specialized storage solution, automation solution as a controller, and it is well integrated with other cloud stack. So, basically if you are using OpenStack, you can use compute and network from OpenStack and still use storage from CoprHD. So, that is the way. So, customers should have a choice, whatever the best of breed they can use it. That is the intent. So, that it is well integrated with other cloud stack projects. Archiving a data to cloud storage. If you have a PC, so if you want, you can build an app for that. Honestly, this idea clicked right now to me, to be honest. So, there are different ways. Sky is the limit, as I talked about. APIs are public. You can build your own solutions also. But to build that, you need to understand the API, understand a little bit ecosystem. For that, you need to be part of initially of 6 months a development projects. Once you understand it, definitely you can build it, because the domain is little complex. You need to understand. Some time is required to understand the domain. Some of the R&D projects, what we are talking about is using, again, like analytic projects, like using Hadoop, Spark. Okay. For example, we are already integrating with OpenStack on the block side. Okay. In the storage, there are multiple storages are there: block, file, object. For file, it is Manila. So, that these are long-term projects. Who are passionate and wanted to commit it for as part of 1 year project, they can pick up those projects as a step by step. Any questions?
Sir, how we can use this technology in mobile app development?
Use case, for example, as I talked about, just to give an example, was that let us say the APIs are public. If you want to build an app, you want to show the performance trends. Okay. Let us say CoprHD is used for what? Provisioning a storage. So, if you want to store a graph of how many provisionings are happening per day, simple, that is one app. That is one of the feature of the app. So, you can build, there are different kind of use cases are there. So, that is where the mentorship comes into picture, where we become an active mentor to you guys to articulate that thought process and make it happen, which is more useful.
Can we choose that kind of project to work on?
You can, but only thing is, before doing that, you need to understand the little bit the product. Now, what is API? What is, for example, here what is volume? What is export? What is host? How to in the export what happens? So, you need to have basic understanding of the product. Till then, you will not be able to do it. After that, definitely, why not? Any questions? If you are done, so are you ready, interested for a full day, charged up?
Exciting. I feel it that really, this is really going to be exciting. This is a golden chance for you guys to contribute, experience, have hands-on on all these things. So, whoever has spoken to you other than me are all experts in this area. So, I will request you to utilize this opportunity, ask maximum questions, understand it thoroughly, so that once you are out of this place, you have enough knowledge, you have enough understanding of how to take this forward, how to try this. So feel free, ask questions, and make sure that you are familiar with this by today evening. Okay, that's one thing. Second is, we are running with a very tight schedule. Okay, I understand that. I felt really sad for you when you said you didn't have your breakfast, but I'm sorry. We are running in a very tight schedule. We need to stick to our schedule, whatever we are already, I think, half an hour late. So please stick to it. Please bear it for today. And for lunch, when it comes to lunch, you will be given coupons for your lunch. You have to go to the terrace for lunch, and we'll try and leave you by 12:30.
Yeah.
Because
visiting us, Eve is part of the executive team of ASD, the BU that's sponsoring this. So she happened to be in town, and she's a big proponent of university relations, having initiatives that involve the ecosystem where students are involved and stuff, and also open source. So she's here. We thought it would be a good idea, and Eve wanted to come and address this forum for a few minutes. So, Eve, this is the initiative. Here she is.
Hi. This is cool to see this many, people from academia and college grads. As Sanjay said, one thing I really think is the best thing to do is as we have opportunities to hire, whether they're interns, co-ops, or fresh, newly minted grad and undergrads. It's great because what happens is you come with an enthusiasm and a different way of looking at things that actually revitalize a team of people who think what they're working on is kind of boring, and then they think you guys are excited, and it's like, oh wow, this isn't boring what we're doing. So that is, I think, one of the best things is fresh perspective. And I think you're educated differently than when those of us, when the dinosaurs were on the planet when I went to school. You learn differently. You're learning different ways of doing things, and I think that puts a modern twist. And one of those modern things is open source. And I think that EMC has been, I think with CoprHD and the work these gentlemen are doing and the summit you're preparing, you're part of, it really shows our commitment to how much we believe that open source is the way of the future for us as a company, and really for the industry and the parts that we play in, whether it be how to manage different systems, sort of the whole idea of having an ecosystem and sort of the contributions across, whether they be people in academia or different countries, different customers, different everywhere. I think makes our products better, and I think it's a great way to form a collaboration, which I think is how we build things now. Whether we're doing agile, lean, pick your favorite word for development methodology, we all work in teams. So I think to me, open source is just a more macro view of that, and it's a really important model for EMC to embrace. And we're very proud of what we're doing with CoprHD, and again, just this opportunity is really great. That was really, if you have any questions for me, I'm happy to take them. If not...
Eve is based in Hopkinton. She's,
no, I'm
like
not.
you said,
I'm
Cambridge.
in
Cambridge
is cooler than Hopkinton, I just want to say.
We always have this debate.
Far more cooler.
So it's about an hour away from Hopkinton, but she does go to Hopkinton every so. Hopkinton is our headquarters.
Yes.
Hopkinton in Massachusetts is our headquarters. She makes it a point to visit. She's a big champion of the India COE, the setup that we have here. She makes it a point to visit at least once a quarter here.
Yep.
So she's here, and she happens to be here this week.
Yeah.
So we thought it's a good idea for her to come over. And any questions that you might have? No,
anything at all?
Anything at all? There are a couple of professors also in the.
Yeah, Professor Subhashini.
Professor Subhashini and Professor George. Yeah.
My husband's a physicist, so
yeah,
I know about you guys.
If not questions, maybe let's hear from some of you how the morning sessions have been.
Yes,
How's it been going till now?
How you guys enjoying it? How has it been? I'm curiously, please tell me how much have you enjoyed the summit so far? Don't be shy. A lot. Okay. Well, that sums it up. Okay. Well, I won't take any more of your time, but I just wanted to, again, I was glad I was here because this is very exciting for us. I think, also I think regional and both, different geographies. Again, the cultural norms you bring, again, I think just enrich the products we build. So thanks so much for participating and for you guys for hosting.
Thank you.
So
Thank you for joining me.
Thanks.
See you later.